Mysteries of Lake Tahoe. Located in the Sierra Nevada mountains on the border of California and Nevada, the water is extremely cold, and it is impossible to explore its deepest caverns, contributing to the many expeditions that have taken place to unveil the mysteries and legends of the lake. As children, we heard countless rumors from fishermen about floating bodies perfectly preserved from the cold that would float to the surface when the water would warm up, as well as the numerous sightings of a Loch Ness Monster-style creature. It's said that French explorer Jacques Cousteau did a deep-water dive into Lake Tahoe in the 1970s, only to emerge with no documentation or photography. It is said that Cousteau emerged from the dive and claimed, "The world isn't ready for what was down there." What the heck did he see? There are numerous rumors around Lake Tahoe that might answer that very question. While these are only rumors, they paint a picture of the mystery that lies 1,644 feet down to the bottom of the deep lake. While Lake Tahoe is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, it also holds an interesting history. Mysteries accompany history. Here are two of the most well-known mysteries surrounding Lake Tahoe. Fremont's mapping error involved 39 trillion gallons of Sierra snowmelt hidden in a slim, frosted granite goblet more than 1,600 feet deep and hoisted over a mile high into the skies. It was a feast fit for the gods and a surprise for the eyes. That amount can fill 312 trillion little plastic pint bottles. Today, even the survival of Lake Tahoe seems surprising. Logged from shoreline to ridgeline in the late 1800s, the lake stumbled into the 20th century as perhaps the single most systematically ravaged landscape in all of the Wild West. But it ranks as one of the premier natural treasures in the world and is admired by millions of tourists worldwide. Lake Tahoe, home of Tessie. If you've heard about the Loch Ness Monster, did you know that there's a similar creature that has been spotted in Lake Tahoe? The stories about these were first told by the Washoe and Paiute tribes in the mid-1800s. They said that the creature resided in an underwater tunnel beneath cave rock. Since then, there have been many sightings. In the 1950s, there were two off-duty officers who claimed to see a large, black hump emerge from the water and keep speed with their boat going over 60 miles per hour. During the same decade, two divers reported discovering an underwater cave where a creature shot out, stirring the silt. There were two large fin prints where the creature had been. In the late 1990s, a kayaking instructor said he had seen a glimpse of what looked like a green two-person kayak flip over and immediately sink. When he went to that area in a speedboat, he did not see any traces of the kayak. His students also did not report flipping over at any time. In 2004, an off-duty bartender on the Tahoe Queen took a photo of a black hump in the water. He claimed that it was the top of the creature's head. In 2006, a family was vacationing near Lake Tahoe. They reported that they saw a large, black, scaly-looking creature that is similar to the appearance of a sturgeon with an upturned nose. They claimed that it moved up and down like a mammal rather than side to side like a reptile. With these many stories, the Tahoe Tessie has become a popular icon for local businesses, which have used it for marketing. It is a fun theory to tell your friends about. Dead bodies in Lake Tahoe. Aside from Tahoe Tessie, another popular story about Lake Tahoe involves people finding dead bodies. Based on one story, a fisherman once snagged something in the deep water offshore, and it released quickly. Once the fisherman's hook got to the surface, he found a human ear attached to it. According to theories, the dead bodies at the bottom of Lake Tahoe were the product of the mafia, which got rid of their enemies and dumped the bodies in the lake. According to locals, there's a part of the lake near the South Lake casinos called the Grave. They said that if you were to take a submarine down the bottom, you would see hundreds of bodies wearing clothes from the early to mid-1900s. These bodies would be highly preserved due to the freezing temperatures at the bottom of the lake. The mob was influential in the Tahoe area in the 1960s and 1970s. Cal Nava, which was owned by Frank Sinatra, was rumored to have secret tunnels underneath. It was famously known to accompany meetings with JFK and Marilyn Monroe. In 1968, the owner of Bill's Casino, Richard Chartrand, was killed in a car bombing, which was a classic mob hit. Aside from this, the stories of mob activity in the region are endless. Lake Tahoe indeed has a lot of mysteries and stories. Who knows what's true and what isn't? Hopefully, someday we can find more absolute proof of what is actually at the bottom of Lake Tahoe. However, until then, people's imaginations can run wild, hoping for further explorations and discoveries.